it's Lon Simon, and we're checking out the HP Slate 7 with Beats Audio. This is a co-branded device with the folks from Beats, and probably the last time we'll see Beats Audio on an Android tablet, because Beats was bought by Apple recently. So it's a pretty nice tablet, actually. It's got a really nice Tegra 4 processor on board. It's got 16 gigabytes of onboard storage, a gigabyte of DDR3 SD RAM, a 7-inch display at 1280 by 800. But the only problem I found was that when you're out in direct sunlight, you'll see like these little wires running through the screen. I don't know if you can see it here, but they're running this way on here, and it's very, very visible when you're out in sunlight, and that was kind of a turnoff for me. I think they could have done a little bit of a better job with a better touch sensor, because even when you're using it, it feels a little inaccurate. On the side here, there's nothing on this side, but you do have a micro SD card slot here, the volume up and down keys as well over here, and you have a stylus on the bottom as well. And then, of course, the power switch and HDMI out for plugging it into a display. Headphone jack that they say is amplified and Beatsified or something to kind of give you the Beats audio experience. Now, if you have any familiarity with Beats, you'll know that there's a lot of bass involved with Beats products, and this thing really cranks the bass up a little bit too much for me. And quite honestly, I like the sound better out of my iPhone. Now, on the front, there are two speakers that deliver okay sound. It doesn't sound as dynamic as you would expect it to. I don't often do audio tests on the channel because it's really impossible with this microphone for you to hear what something sounds like. But I can tell you that it doesn't sound much better than other tablets I've used. It might be a little bit better with the stereo separation given the orientation of the speakers, but I wasn't all that impressed with how it sounded, which is really their main selling point on this. And that's where I want to, before I get into the benchmarks, let you know that Nvidia has a similar tablet called the Tegra Note 7, which is, if you look at it, is identical to this one, except this one is red and the Nvidia Tegra is black. The speakers are in the same place. It's got the same processor, same screen, just about the exact same device. And this costs $70 more. So you're paying right now $249 for this, and you can get, again, the same tablet from Nvidia for $179. So if Beats Audio is that important to you, then pay the extra $70, but quite honestly, I don't think you need to do that. It's a very vanilla Android experience, which I like. I do like the fact that they didn't put a lot of junk on here. So it's a Android KitKat 4.4.2. So it's got pretty much the latest version. I think there's another version that just was announced, but it's pretty much up to date, which was good to see. Now, I think gamers are really going to like this tablet. The performance on here is outstanding. This is a real-time 3D rendered space battles. This is not a video that this is playing. This is actually rendering this in real time on the display using that Tegra 4 processor, and it is impressive. We're getting about 60 frames per second right now, very consistently. It's just amazingly smooth, and this is a really nice little gaming device. So I think if you are looking to play some games on it, this is certainly going to do quite well with it. Now, there's also a stylus located at the bottom of the device, and it detects when it's removed, and when it is, it'll turn itself back on, and it'll know that you pulled the stylus out, so we can just select our note-taking application here. And one of the things that's nice about this is that it has very good wrist detection. So even though my hand is resting on the screen, I can actually write with the pen, and it knows where I'm writing versus where my hand is resting. So that was pretty nice. And I think its form factor really does well as a note-taking device, because I have a larger iPad, and it's a little bit hard to take notes on it just because it's so big that it's really not as comfortable to hold like a notepad would be, especially if you're standing and writing. So that is the HP Slate 7 with Beats Audio, and I have to say that the $70 premium price you're going to pay over the identical tablet from Nvidia is just not worth it. The sound quality out of these speakers on board isn't really all that great. It's certainly not $70 great. And the amplified headphone jack is overly bassy, and I plugged in a really nice pair of Sennheiser headphones to do my little test, and the iPhone, I kid you not, the iPhone just sounds better than this does with those same pairs of headphones. Just the bass was just way too overemphasized on here. So my recommendation is, if you like the performance of this, check out that Nvidia Tegra Note 7. It is pretty much the same product. It just doesn't have the fancy red case and the Beats logo, but I think you can live without it. This is Lon Simon. Thanks for watching.